This was recorded at the Media Joint.
I'm Micci, aka Michaela Baranov. I'm a singer, songwriter, and I'm also the live vocalist for Peking Duk.
It's just like this psycho naked girl trying to get into a hotel.
Yeah, that is actually fucked up.
That is so rogue.
Boy, that's a bit rogue.
Is it even that rogue?
You start.
No, you say it.
No, you.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of A Bit Rogue. Toza, let's jump straight into our Infy Moments of the Week. Do you have one for us?
I actually do. So I went on a date on Sunday. Actually, I don't know if you can call it a date. We met that day and I was really drunk, and then I made him take me to dinner. Does that count as a date?
Yeah, kind of. I get what you're saying, like when you meet them out.
And I was pretty drunk, so I was like, I need food. So I was like, take me to dinner. And it was like a forced date. And anyways, we ordered some food. I ordered fries for my food. The fries come out and he says, do you know how many calories are in that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I'm like, I obviously, one, I'm drunk. Two, I don't care how many calories there are in that. And three, don't make me feel shit about eating fries.
Sorry,
like,
but
what?
he's blessed that it was you, not me, because I would have left right good night.
I
boy.
kind of did it, like, have a go at him, but at the same time, I was also like, what, like, who
Put him in
says that?
check. Did you? What did he say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
instant ick. I was just like, one, I'm drunk. Two, it's the weekend. Three, I don't care. I can order fries whenever I want. I go to the gym. I'm healthy normally, but as well, it doesn't matter. Like,
He wouldn't want to go to Hooters with me. Fries, cheese, crispy bacon on top.
yeah, like just don't comment on what
RIP
people are
Hooters.
eating. But this happens to me all the time. I feel like so many friends and people in my life have been like, do you know how many calories in that? Or like, I don't eat breakfast. Or like, I don't. And then you're like, dude, like, just I do. So just like, shut up.
I've never had someone say that to
Really,
me.
I reckon I've had like a lot of our friends. Like,
I don't think I'm open enough for someone to say that to me. They probably know I'd bite their head off.
yeah, it's interesting because I'm like, well, I wouldn't be eating if I actually cared how many calories in it. Like the other day, I ate like a block of chocolate. I don't care. It was nice.
Woo, brave girl. Did you know that it's a leap year today?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so we're buying some extra time, which brings me to my Infy Moment of the
Yeah.
week. I went to a wedding on the other weekend. It actually wasn't this past weekend. Anyway, so speaking of extra time, I've gone to the wedding and this is the recovery and everyone's drinking and stuff, and like I don't like anything other than organics. All right, I'll have mushrooms. I'm fine with that. And you know what? I didn't really want to drink because I was going to fly home that evening. But then I thought, fuck it. I don't really hang out with my school friends often, and we're all together up on the Goldie. So I dived in. I set my alarm for 6 p.m. to order an Uber. I think my flight was 7:45. Anyway, you know, I'm vibing a little bit, but I did eat a bit too much. Like I was looking out on the water and I swear I saw like the Loch Ness and I was like, nah, this is not good for someone going to the airport.
Oh my
So-
god, it's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah. I ended up calling the Uber. I say bye to everyone. I hop in the car. I'm like, cool, I'm just going to quickly check in. And it says, you cannot check in until March whatever. And I was like, why the fuck not? And I realized I booked my flight 4 weeks later rather than the
Only
date
you
I
would
was
do that.
flying.
Only you would do that.
I'm sitting in the fucking Uber being like, I've eaten mushrooms and now I've got to go
Take
to
a
dob
deal
on
with that
myself.
shit.
So I get to the airport and I'm like, what should I do? Like there was no flights because it was too late to book. And I thought, I'm going to have to go full movie style. I had to go up to the desk and be like, look straight, look straight, look straight. And I said to the girl, excuse me, I booked 4 weeks in advance. Anyway, she sorted me out. It was fine.
That's nice. Was it Jessa? I'm conscious. I feel like it was Jetstar. They'd be like, get fucked.
I think it was Jetstar.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was definitely Jetstar.
They're getting better. Better customer service.
Well, I was pretty much, so this was the panic, is I got to the airport and there was no one fucking there. So I think that's why she was like happy to help, because like there was not a whole lot going on. But yeah, it was very stressful. I was like, now I'm going to have to go back to the house or stay on the Gold Coast forever. So these are my little mushy thoughts. Anyway, don't recommend, probably don't do that. Get sober before you catch a flight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's legal. I don't know.
What do you mean?
You can't get on the plane lit.
I mean, as long as no one knows.
I'm not very good at hiding things.
Like,
Anyway.
I am on mushrooms.
Probably told people.
Yeah. So, okay, excuse me.
Anything else happen this week or?
Not really for me, but maybe for you.
So I don't really like going out unless it's like an event, right? Because, you know, got
Or if I'm
babysitting.
DJing.
Or if you're DJing. Yeah, like an event, a birthday, you know, something significant. Anyway, I went to sleep thinking it was like Sunday night I must have. Anyway, my phone is calling at 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, fucking hell, like...
Who's on a bender?
Unless... well, I didn't think that because I thought it was Monday.
True.
And I thought this person calling was angry at me for something. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just message them saying, sorry, I'm asleep. Because I'm sorry. If I don't have to wake up before my child, I'm not going to.
5:30 is aggressive as well.
Yeah, that's hectic. Anyway, I thought that they might have been on their way to work. So I answer and I'm like, hey. And they're like, can I come over? And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, it's a Monday morning. Why the fuck? What the fuck? And they're like, yeah, can I come and root you? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I pretty much was like, absolutely fucking not.
Also, who just says that? I don't know.
What a freak.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like obviously saying no. He then, like, I probably should have just hung up, but I was like, you know, let a man speak. He goes, well, if you're not going to fuck me, do you know someone else that will?
No. That's fucking cooked. Who says that? Is that a thing that people say?
No, that's not normal.
That's
I literally
not
was like
normal.
to him, you're a disgusting pig.
That is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
If anyone said that to me, I'd literally never speak to me
and
again.
then I also in my head I thought it was a Monday, and I'm like, you're an animal. Like, this is just not good.
So he was like on a bender on a
No,
big night.
it was actually essentially the end of his Saturday night.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was Sunday morning.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah, what a
having a big
freak.
night.
Anyway,
Who says that? I
it
don't know.
kind of made me feel
like,
shit though. I'm like, why is
but
he
also just
calling
have
me?
respect for women. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's super disrespectful.
Yeah,
and
it was
like
weird.
learn how to talk to people. I don't care if you're fucked up or drunk. Like, that's just
Yeah, that
not
was
sweet.
not right.
Fuck. Well, that's heavy, but we do have we do have some exciting news coming up. So this Sunday, me and Skye will be traveling to Snow Machine, which is in Japan.
Yeah, I'm really pumped.
I'm performing, which I'm super excited for.
I love being your groupie.
Yes, thank you. So I'll be DJing alongside Diplo, Nina Kravis, Hilltop Hoods. There's so many exciting acts there, and we're very excited. And we actually are doing our first A Bit Rogue Abroad.
Yeah, a bit. Oh my god! Can we call it that?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Also, you look a bit naked today without your bloody hat on.
I know, bloody hell! I wish I could.
You said you were going to wear it every episode.
I know. Well, I did think about it, and then I was like, people probably think I don't have any clothes. But shout out Restated Vintage, because that is my favorite hat, and I will wear it probably every other episode now.
Today is kind of on theme of the whole festival vibe, because we have someone really fun coming on.
Yeah. She is a live vocalist for Peking Duk. She is one of the most amazing, beautiful,
Very
easygoing,
approachable.
so approachable, so bubbly. Like, she's amazing, so easy to talk to. We are really looking forward to talking to her today.
I feel like we have so much to pick her brain about though, so I feel like we might need to bring her back in future.
We do
we'll see how we
definitely
go.
do. Every 6 months. Welcome, Micci. We're so excited to have you on A Bit Rogue. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Do you want to give us a little intro about yourself? What do you do?
I'm Micci, aka Michaela Baranov. I'm a singer, songwriter, and I'm also the live vocalist for Peking Duk.
That is absolutely epic.
Oh no!
No, it's fine. It's fine. I actually, one of the best nights of my life, I went to a Peking Duk concert in 2019, and you were Ovi, the singer.
Which one was it?
Yeah, where was it?
Oh, man, I was in Newcastle.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to
Oh,
Newey.
that festival? Or?
No, it was a
it
Peking
would've been
Duk.
next.
Oh,
Yeah, it
sick.
was a Peking Duk concert,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the
It
venue.
would have been next, I think.
Yeah.
I actually did my first solo project show supporting Peking Duk, and in their thing it was like no trap music, no bass music, like you can't play all these genres, and I just went on there and like threw down and I was like, I'm sorry.
So you have been touring with Peking Duk since 2017?
I think that would be the year 2015, and I did X Factor, then 20.
So you did X Factor?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I
didn't know that.
I'm trying to think. Wait, that's my benchmark though. So 2015, like that's when I try and remember things.
So you did X Factor as Micci, and then
Was Michaela, and that year I was the sob story. So it was like because my dad had just passed away.
I'm
So it was like
sorry.
this whole like it was just really the beginning of my whole life that
Yeah,
year.
wow.
And my dad passed away like a week before the televised audition, and then it was just like this TV,
So
like,
you're really in your feels.
yeah.
Wow.
But it was like it was like such a valuable experience for the time, because I just like lost myself in the experience, and like you go in lockdown, which is like a 12-week thing. I think I came 7th on the show.
Wow, that's epic.
So you disconnected from reality, which was
Yeah.
amazing. But then when I got out of reality, and like at that point when I like, because I didn't win, I was like, oh my God, my life's over. And I felt like nothing was ahead of me, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then I had to really face reality, which was like, unknown to me, because like my world had been upside down.
For sure.
And then I didn't really know what I was doing for like about 6 months. Like I had no idea. I kind of was in the whirlwind or the aftermath of like doing, random gigs of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, did
from-
you get much opportunity after X Factor?
like doing the national anthem and those
Okay.
kind of things. But like it's funny because you do those shows and it's a great performing like opportunity, and you do grow a fan base. But then it's like, in terms of knowing what your live show is, or what type of performance you want to do, you know how you're going to be a cover artist, or unless you've got stuff happening and you've already been working on your own repertoire and everything, like it's hard to keep like to stay on the wave and keep it going, and actually doing gigs. So it was like 6 months I was kind of like doing like random little gigs, and then it was funny, I kept bumping into Hugo from Flight Facilities. He was in the same kind of circle of friends as my boyfriend at the time. And they were going on a world tour like shortly, and I ended up doing that with them for a whole year. I went on a world tour with them for a whole year.
That's so funny that you just said Hugo,
Yeah.
because when we didn't know you weren't coming, we were like, fuck it, we'll just message Hugo.
So now I'm gonna get you
He's
on,
a
so-
great conversation. He's a very good person to have a chat with. But yeah, like, and it was funny because with them, my first show with them was in Japan at Fuji Rock Festival for
Nice.
150,000 people.
What?
it was that was the most insane moment, because I like being on that stage with them, and like, and their
Were you
songs like,
nervous? Like, what?
I mean, that was the moment that I was like, this is
Yeah.
is my place.
Yeah.
And like, I felt so comfortable, and like, it was just like, the most insane experience. And
Yeah.
from then we went to like, we did the rest of Asia, and then we did all of Europe and all of America. And
So where did you then run into the Duck Boys?
so that was like the world tour with Flight Facilities went for about a year, and then they went on a touring break to work on their album. I think, like, I can't remember what that album is, what it's called now. But they started working on that. And then again, I was at the point where I was like, fuck, I've got no idea what I'm doing with my life. And it was just, again, like a moment of stillness, and being like, I've always been reaching out to producers, and I've always been writing and doing my own thing, but it's like, when you like, it's the constant stabbing in the dark, and
it's
not
the joys
knowing.
of being a creative,
Yeah.
though. It's always like 2 steps forward,
Yeah.
2 steps back, 2 steps forward, and it's
Yeah.
just, you never feel like you're getting ahead. Like, it's always
Yeah.
doubting yourself. But I think it's super important to just like stick to it, and
Yeah.
that's how you end up making it.
Yeah, and focusing like on like, working in order to keep your head afloat in order to keep creating, rather than like working to.
Yeah, you could get a barista job.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
singing is in the back.
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah, that's always the hardest
Yeah.
thing, and I don't think a lot of people understand that a lot of musicians have to get a side job
Yeah.
to fund their music career.
Yeah.
and then that takes away from being creative and
Yeah.
like working on your art. So it's definitely a weird.
Yeah, the
weird
contrast
transition.
of lifestyles, going from like, being like
on
a
tour
performer,
and like being treated
yeah.
like a king, and then coming home and being like, oh, I got to work.
yeah. But it's also very humbling and very grounding.
100%.
And I really feel like it's funny because now I'm jumping all over the place now, but like, I'm just gonna say, like, I feel like I'm at a place now where I feel like managing the contrast of lifestyles, I take just as much value from the lifestyle of being a touring performer and like commanding the crowd for thousands of people as I do, handing out free products and doing casual work
100%.
because no matter what opportunity you do, no matter what you experience, you've got you've got a lesson to learn in everything.
100%.
And like, I think like the way I live my life is being open to whatever the universe wants to give you and being willing to put whatever you can in the moment you're given.
And this is why you're going to go so far, because humble people and people that are grateful just like shine above anyone that's not.
And driven as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting out there doing promo whilst, you know, knowing in the back of your head, I'm about to go perform to, 150,000 people at the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I think it's like, it's about like finding purpose in everything.
Yeah.
Because there is purpose in everything. And that's where I struggle, like feeling like, you know, if I feel like I'm not working on something, and that's been something that I've really had to again work on, you know, not basing my self-worth off the validation of other people, like making sure that it's like it comes on something like I feel like, you know, there's a place for everyone in any moment. Like if I'm working a casual job and giving out free products, like, you know, that's my place at that point in time. Like you don't know how you're going to impact that person's life, or like, you know, who you're interacting with. And also like that brand who's putting on the promotion, that's their baby, you know, that's their time to shine. That's their moment to like, you know, get somewhere in the world, and you're helping them with that.
Yeah.
But so I did the flight facilities thing, went on a break, had no idea what I was doing. And I was also working with Hayden James at that time. We were writing together and doing sessions.
Sick.
And one of his best friends was the music director for Peking Duk, and they were doing their transition of going from being DJs to putting together their live band. And it was funny. So they Joel reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested. And I'd heard of Peking Duk, but I wasn't familiar with their music.
Yeah.
And so I was so excited though, because I looked them up and I was like,
So you obviously don't listen to the radio.
No, I don't. I don't listen to radio at all. I listen to most of the music that I listen to. The people are dead. Like it's like old music. But and so he messaged me saying like, can you like just send in like, you know, recordings of you singing their songs. They're testing out all these singers. And I was in Centennial Park at the time, and I was doing my walk, which is
quickly learn the lyrics.
Literally, I listened to the songs, and I just got my iPhone out and I recorded voice memos in my phone of me just singing, because like in my head I was like, fuck, I really need to get these songs across to them as soon as possible. And apparently they'd like auditioned like hundreds of singers, and all the singers had submitted like properly like studio recording demos, polished recordings, and it was just me and my voice memos like had sent them
That's
in.
mad though, because you never know when people like auto-tuning and all that stuff.
Now it's like I can be like, that's cool, but at the time, like if I'd known that, I would have been mortified.
But those
They respected that.
Shout out to the iPhone mic though.
Yeah.
You do record on voice memo. It's actually pretty clear.
No, seriously.
Our intro and outro.
Is it?
That's my iPhone.
It's really cool. Well, Alice in Wonderland records a lot of her. She's like known to record a lot of her master vocals.
No
on her
way.
iPhone. There is no right or wrong way of creating at all.
100%.
And been tuned with them ever since, kind of thing. I obviously with COVID in between, and then also I had a year off last year.
That was another thing I was going to ask you, because you didn't come. Grapevine, we went to Grapevine, obviously Peking Duk were there, and it was Lucy singing at the time, so she was with them for a year. So you took a year off from Peking Duk? Okay.
It got to the point when I felt like, I couldn't grow in the opportunity, and I felt like I was constantly hitting a wall with wanting to get more out of the opportunity than what I was. Like it's actually been quite a fight to stand my ground and get the acknowledgement and the recognition that I want to.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask that, like, because you had been with them for so long, did it ever frustrate you that you know, the boys are like super famous and they're recognized when they're out, and then you aren't really recognized as much, and, you know, you couldn't really capitalize as much as you thought you wanted to?
Yeah, starting like when I entered the opportunity, I was hired as a session vocalist.
Okay.
But very quickly we became a band, and like they didn't do any shows without me. And
I don't think a lot of people understand that though, like say like the general public, me. So obviously Peking Duk, a DJ, and to, you know, increase their career, they've then done a live version of Peking Duk, and you're part of that crew. You're essentially the face that's dancing across the stage,
I'm
belting it
representing
out.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a frustrating conversation that like I have with everyone who I meet, because it's like they, you know, it's always been the grey area of like, oh, you're Peking Duk, and I've always like, especially with their management, I've always been shut down and had to clarify with everyone, no, I'm not Peking Duk, I'm just their live vocalist. And it's been a very degrading and frustrating
Especially when
thing.
you're saying it, I'm just
The live vocalist. And it's like, you know, but everyone thinks I'm Peking Duk, but I'm not. So it's like this grey area of me never being able to have my own identity and, you know, but still expected to, you know, give it my all and be proud of the opportunity and make the most of the opportunity and be grateful for it, which I am. But it's like in terms of like me being able to grow and be my own artist and also be included and be able to like just be a part of the whole project, it's been a really it's just been like really, really, really hard and very challenging to like I guess accept like mentally and emotionally, because it's just like it's taxing when you're putting your heart and soul in every performance, and then you're not included in anything outside like the outside the shows. Like a year ago, it was like everyone was passing around the baton saying, you know, we're protecting our brand. It's like, okay, well, I feel like it's protecting a brand if people are aware that I'm not part of Peking Duk and you acknowledge me like, you know, Peking Duk with Micci. It's like when you look at flight facilities and allies, you know, there's no grey area of who flight facilities is and who allies is.
That's true, yeah.
And they're so forward with, you know, acknowledging her and promoting her and lifting her up, but also including her.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a beautiful thing. Like when you're all friends, like Adam and I and Ruben and I were all really good friends.
Yeah.
And the battle was with their management, who they're now no longer with.
Sweet.
So
Back in, baby.
then the management were always the ones being like, you know, well, no, we're not. You know, like when we don't want to tag
It's kind
you.
of like, why though?
I've never known. It's just like
why? It literally doesn't. It's
like
not
it doesn't
hard.
steal the limelight off anyone.
Exactly.
Like
and in the industry, you should be supporting each other, especially in Australia. Like
I
we're
know.
so small out here.
I know.
We support each other, lift each other up. We go so much further.
Exactly. And like so it's just been like it's. I know I'm always going to have the conversation with people, like when I meet people, they're like, oh, you're Peking Duk, and I say, well, no, I'm the live vocalist, and then it's always the conversation of like, aren't you the singer on any of the original songs? And I've got to clarify that with people, and like it's my own, you know, like
it's a good catalyst to imposter syndrome when you're having those conversations.
Exactly. I've had to do a lot of inner work to not let to not let the situation I'm in affect my self-esteem and affect my I guess determination to make something of myself. Like taking the situation for what it is. Like I'm learning to do that now, but also it's like we've had like since then, so I got to the point where a year ago it was like, you know, okay, well, this is what we're prepared to do, this is what we're prepared to pay, you know, you can either take it or leave it. And so I left it, and like I was the one, like, you know, and then I had to go and like figure out what I was doing, and like and you know, they kept going with their show and it didn't affect them at all, and I was like I was dead pretty much. It was like that was it. But that was the year that I grew the most in my whole life, and it was like
that's when you started releasing under Micci
and trying my, you know, experimenting with like my own live show and doing like I would say failed shows after failed shows, because it was like
what do you
like
mean? No, they were good. I've been to two of them.
but like it's
how
really
we met.
experimenting.
Yeah, of course.
Experimenting with my sound and as a performer and like and with audiences, because like, you know, it's yes, all my experience has been with Peking Duk, but it's like, you know, jumping back then into the same scene and expecting to get the same results in audiences when it's just yourself.
It's honestly hard when you go from like, you know, 10,000 people to 100 people, and
it's actually scary
without all the production.
Do you remember when I played my first festival? An example actually came up to me, and I was like, oh, you know, I was really nervous. Like, there's only about, you know, 50 people there, and he's like, Tori, I've literally played one show to 100,000 people one day, and the next day I played to 20 people. He's like, you're never gonna know, but you need to know how to perform in front of every type of audience.
So don't you reckon it's scarier when it's more intimate? 100%. Everyone.
When
there's like
so
100,000, you're like, I can't fucking see anything.
Yeah,
so this is fine.
it's way more. it's so much
Yeah.
more scary because you're like, do they like it? What am I doing? Like, and then you get in your own head and you're like, oh.
It's much easier to make direct eye contact to 100 people
Absolutely.
than
Absolutely, but also like without all the production, without the visuals, without all the same lighting, you know, and also when you're like at a different level performing, you're on an earlier time slot, which means the light, like you've got natural light, you know, it's like it's a whole other ball game. I really like grew from that year, like dealing with that. And then, like, it was funny, like, just as I was, like, totally fine with, like, you know, felt good of, like, whatever I was working on. Yeah. Of course, like, the boys, we had, like, a night out, and they sat me down at, like, 5 a.m. And they had been, it was all plotted and schemed. They were, like, they had been thinking and talking, and they wanted to get me to, like, get us all together. And they, like, asked me back, like, and said, you know, why, you know, that they valued my contribution and valued me as part of the team, and they'd done a massive restructure with the whole Peking Duk company, and you know, and they, like, we're all on our own learning journey, and it was the thing, like, a lot of it as well, like, we obviously, like, we are the three of us are soulmates in many ways, because like we have, like, just gone through absolute thick and thin together. But it was funny because we hadn't had a lot of really difficult, honest conversations that were very well
needed.
And we had multiple big, long, deep conversations about where the three of us were at, and it was just amazing. And then so I've been back with them for a year, and it's still like an ongoing, you know, journey of like establishing, you know, where each person fits and what each person wants to get out of the opportunity and like the experience and how each person wants to be treated.
But tour is not full time. You have time off. Yeah. Like how does that work? Like how many months on, how many months off?
It's just, again, like things always change, obviously. Plans always change. The boys they're working on an album at the moment, which I still don't know if I'm actually going to be part of or not. Yeah. That's also been a frustrating thing because, like, I want to be a part of it. Yeah. And, like...
Have you guys done any music together?
No. So it's like...
Yeah, you know what? I actually went through on Spotify last night and I was like, where the fuck is Micci?
Where's the collab? Where's the collab?
But everyone asks me this and it's like... And I don't have an answer. And it's just... It's embarrassing to me. Like, when it's
don't be embarrassed.
But it's like, you know, I want to... Like, it doesn't make any sense. And
I know literally, I think you need to remember you're living like millions of people's dreams.
I know that.
Millions.
I know that. And like, and I'm grateful for like where I'm at. But it's like, but it's also like, you know, if you don't feel like you're growing in terms of as an artist and as a performer, you know, I'm still singing the same songs that I have been for 7 years. Yeah. And they're not my songs and they're not my babies. You know, I'm also on my own journey of building a brand for myself and putting myself out there so I can become more of an influencer and, you know, and get opportunities that are with brands that are still higher paid I'm like, you know, changing my mindset of ways to make money. Yeah. And that's like on my back. That's like, you know, the boys do the same. They're not just making money from touring. They're a brand and they do, you know, endorsement deals and everything. And it's like, and I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be in the position to learn from their mistakes, to see their successes and their failures and, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, again, it's like I'm still on my journey to have more of a balance when it comes to like work and where my income streams come from.
Yeah, so essentially if you work at Sony, UE Boom, any other brand.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes, please.
So obviously being on tour with those boys, like we've been away, Tori's played the same festivals as them, like we've seen back.
They're wild. They're wild. They're fun.
Is there anything that you saw and you were like, that is actually fucked up? And like,
or just any like just crazy times.
Like, well, it's always a crazy time, but it's funny because like I'm kind of like with the boys. I think it's like I'm kind of like their entertainment because I get myself into the craziest situations, and it's funny because like I'm
probably
the
make them feel normal.
Yeah, exactly. Like the three of us are on the same level in terms of energy and like, you know, you'll be at breaking point, you know, from not sleeping after so many shows, you know, going to.
Did you guys go to afters and stuff after shows?
We are the afters.
It's just you three in the
literally, like, you know, we never. It's funny, like, Usually we keep it like within like the core group and like, you know, hang out with the crew and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we most of the time like we do the after parties are at our hotel rooms
Yeah.
and stuff, and you know, most of the time it's Adam and I who are the last one standing. Ruben always falls asleep like
He's a dad. He's allowed to.
Well, he's always fallen asleep before he was a dad, but like he'll be there and just fall asleep, which is really funny. Like he doesn't
That
see.
guy that's just passed out. in
Yeah,
the
he just
corner.
passes out. It's not even falling asleep.
In,
just
in his
passes-
parashorts.
yeah, literally. But yeah, like in terms of like funny, I mean, the funniest story I think still to date is like, actually no, there's so many funny stories, but my funniest story with the boys is actually my first ever gig with them, and it was in Cairns, and
Cairns is hot.
it was, well, okay, so exactly, it's very hot. And, you know, I like traveling lightly. So, like, when I get to my hotel room, firstly, like, it was the first show that I'd done with them. So, after the show, it was like, again, a new thing. Like, walking back to the hotel, there were so many people in the streets and, like, people getting photos and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so crazy. I was so drunk. And I went to McDonald's, got about $50 worth of McDonald's, went back to my room because it was so hot and I had no other clothes. Obviously, I took all my clothes off. I was by myself, sat in my bed, eating like $50 worth of McDonald's, and I was so drunk. And then I had this massive bag, and it was a tiny room, and I was like, you know, put it outside my door for the rubbish. The door closed. And I was naked. I was naked at my fucking hotel room.
Did you have knickers on at least?
Nothing. I was naked. I looked like Gollum, right? I had a little pot belly full of McDonald's, and I was like mortified. This is my first ever gig with Peking Duk, and I was like, all the things that were going through my mind was like, oh my god! And everyone's rooms were in a line, right? Like everyone had their own room with their doors.
People are like, that bitch is actually desperate to be here.
Like, and I was just like thinking of all the people that I'd just seen on the street like half an hour ago, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm naked. Like I've got nothing on me, nothing. And so I was like, okay, well I couldn't get down the lift because you needed a swipe card, right? So of course there was a fire escape. I was like, I'm gonna knock on someone's door. I was very drunk, right? I was very drunk.
No, because I would have rolled up in a ball being like, my vagina.
Like, oh, I mean, thinking about that, I would have done the whole thing very differently. But I went down the fire escape, went in the door, and I was like, fuck, I'm locked in here now. Fire escapes, you can't open till the bottom level. You literally can't open any door on a fire escape until the very bottom level. So I made my way down to the bottom level. I was now on the street, naked. And like, this was like, and very drunk. Very drunk.
Wait, did you have your wig on?
No, this was before wig day. This
no.
was like natural hair. Like the wig, I could have at least hidden something, you know, with the wig. Like probably would have been better. But no, now I was naked on the street, kind of like stressing at this point. And so I went to the hotel. Of course, was like this more like a resort kind of thing. There are multiple buildings. I went to one building. Like there was no one around at this point. I think it might have been like
Surely there would have been a tower somewhere.
No, nowhere. Like like there wasn't anywhere. Like not at the front of the building.
Had you grabbed any like item yet?
There was
to
no,
like
there was
hold
nothing.
nothing?
There was nothing.
No leaves like
no,
from
in the
trees?
fire escape. Like so, I was like, you know, just holding. Like I was just holding myself pretty much at the security like intercom thing. There was no security on site, and I was like, you know, saying, "Hi, I've just been locked out of my room. I didn't know my hotel like door number. The room was under my our tour manager's name, so it wasn't even under my name. So I was just like this psycho naked girl trying to get into a hotel.
Yeah, there's a groupie outside. She's in the nutty.
Like literally by myself, and like
You could have
know,
been like, guys, quick, I can sing to you.
like the security weren't on site. They had a security camera, and they're like, you know, what the fuck is this girl? Like, there's no, you know. At this point, I was not like laughing at all. Like I was bawling my eyes out, screaming. So now I was this screaming, angry girl trying to break into like a hotel with no details on me. Anyway, they ended up like letting me in the foyer area because I couldn't actually get anywhere else from there.
I can't believe you're naked still.
Naked, but I was just more like I was so nervous. No one was around at this point. I think it was like maybe 5 a.m. Anyway, I made it into the bottle like in the foyer area in the lift. I ended up curling up in the corner. I was bawling my eyes. I just curled up in the corner.
You could tell at this point?
No, nothing. Just still curled up, just naked, butt naked. Then this couple walked in. This must have been like probably 6 o'clock. This is like, I don't know, it felt like forever, but it was a couple of hours, I reckon. Maybe 2 hours. Like it was a long time to be in this moment of like major distress. And at this point, yeah, a nice little old couple walked in. The old man, I'll never forget, and I really wish I still had it. He saw me and he quickly took off his big baggy t-shirt. He had a massive pot belly, and just handed it to me, which was it was his own building company t-shirt. And they were just like, "Oh my God, you okay?" And I was just like sobbing, and I was like, "I'm just trying to get into my room." Anyway, then they walked me over to the actual reception desk, which now there was someone at, which was like in another building. They walked me over there, and yeah, I spoke to the reception desk, and I said like, I don't know what level. I knew what level I was on. I was like, I'm staying in one of the rooms. I've just gone through this whole thing. I'm trying to get in my room. Anyway, the person, and they I was escorted up to my room. I could see which room it was. I didn't know what number it was, but I could see. They walked me in. I was able to show them, like, I said that like my bag and everything was in, and they needed me to confirm that my belongings are in there. They did. Anyway, at this point now, like a lobby call was like in half an hour. So I was like sitting there on my bed. I was like, they can't know. I was thinking like, oh my God, this is my first gig with Peking Duk. I'm going to be fired. Like, they can't know that I've just been running around naked, trying to get into the, like, I was just thinking of like, them getting in trouble from the hotel or whatever. Like, anyway, so then I met them all for breakfast, and we were all sitting there, and I just didn't say anything the whole time. And then when we were going to the airport, like I just sort of like started sharing a bit of the story, and I was like, so this happened. And they were all in hysterics. They were just like, they couldn't like breathe. They were all laughing so hard. And
You're better than me. I get like verbal diarrhea, and I'm like,
well, no,
I was naked.
Well, it happened. It was kind of like I was dead silent like the whole time. I was
like, what's
how
wrong?
do I share this? Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to.
Still a bit
like,
rocked.
Yeah, like, so that was my first show with them.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's a bit
going
rogue.
in strong.
Everyone that comes on the pod gets a game.
Mm-hmm.
Your game, well, actually, it's not just a leap year today. It is hump day. And with hump day comes hum along. So what we're going to play is a humming game. We all have to guess hums. So myself and Tori are going to hum a song. You're going to guess.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hum a song for me.
Okay.
You're going to hum a song for Tori. So think of two songs.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, you can have a minute.
Whoever gets the most points wins.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So I'm going to go first. And I just say apologies. I did
She's been practicing.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's not a current song, is it?
I don't fucking know. My heart's
What do you
going
mean?
pitter patter. Hold on.
Wait. Imagine if I got it from that.
Did you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Sorry, I'm actually trying.
Wait, let me think.
I'm trying really hard.
That was kind of it.
That was totally it. That was.
Wait, let me think.
I can't believe I fucking practice this. This isn't even me winging it.
Oh, wait.
It's fucking Murder on the Dance Floor.
That is Murder on the Dance Floor? Wait. That's what Murder on the Dance Floor.
I did cheerleading, not music. Like,
Have you seen that part?
No, I was
It's Murder on
singing.
the Dance
I was
Floor, that's
singing.
fine.
It's Murder on the Dance Floor. Ready?
Oh, yeah, okay, not bad.
Okay.
Fuck, I practiced that like 50 times.
So if I did a new song, you wouldn't know it?
I mean,
Sorry.
I'll do an older song.
Okay,
All right.
now
okay.
that now that non-muso's out of the way.
No, I feel like I'm going to
game
fuck
on.
this up too. Okay.
Day and night.
Yes.
Yay! Thank you. Okay.
You got to hum to me now. Madonna,
Nope.
Kylie.
Yep.
I just
Yay!
can't get you out of my head.
That's
Don't know
good.
what the song's
Very
called.
good.
What is it called? Can't get you.
Can't get you out of my head.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, my mum's gonna give me a smack bottom for that. I should know that. Okay, you need to hum to Tori.
Oh wait. Okay, wait.
Hang on. I think I'm really
yeah, I'm
good
gonna think of
about
another
guessing
song.
this. I don't know. I don't have it.
Come on.
Sing it.
I can't get Ho Down, Throw Down out of my head.
Do you know this song? Do you know this song?
I don't know. Do
You
I?
don't? What is
What is
it?
it? Start singing it and then we'll guess it.
Hit me, baby, one more
Oh,
time.
I do
Oh my
know
God.
that song. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. I was like, hang on, that's the song I just
Don't ever use me as backup singer.
Humming's weird. Humming. That's, I feel like none of us are humming right.
Yeah.
Humming, you meant to put it in your teeth. Aren't you?
I don't
Humming's
know.
very good for your voice. That's a good warm up.
Okay.
But I don't think any of us have been humming right. We've been like doing more like singing with our mouths closed.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right. It's hard, isn't it?
Nice. We're going to sing lessons now.
You know, I actually got told once. So I always like doing random hobbies. Like I do love doing sports still, and you know, you can always upskill in life.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So one time I was like, I know I'd be a really good case study for a singing teacher, right? So I said to someone,
What do you mean case study?
Like, can she get good?
no, I thought I
They're just going
genuinely
to be
was
studying,
like,
examining you?
yeah, I genuinely was like, this will be a great glow up. Like I know I suck at singing, and I know I could be good if I practice hard enough. They literally said to me, unfortunately, some people are just born not being able to sing.
Well,
And I
they're
was
the wrong
like,
teacher, definitely. They should know. I will take back their words right
do you
now.
want me to sing you something?
No, but seriously, trust me. When I hear how I sounded, like 10 years ago, it's like, why did I ever, what did I hear that made me want to just know that I was a singer? Trust me, like it's actually mind blowing. And it's not like I've been consciously practicing every day. I've just been singing every day, but and pushing myself in terms of songs to sing vocally. But it's not like I do vocal exercise or anything. But the evolution of my voice, trust me, Skye, you have the potential to be Madonna
I'm
if you
gonna
really
do
want
it.
to.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
in. It was
thank
so
you.
fun talking to you, and we
Thank
definitely need to have you back because there's
Yeah.
so much more that we obviously want to unpack as girly pop on the scene.
Yay.
But yes, thank you so much for coming
Thank you
in.
so
Really
much and
appreciate
congratulations.
you.
This is so exciting. This is going to go really well.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to A Bit Rogue, where we uncover the stories of athletes, artists, and celebrities with their most rogue moments. Episodes dropping every Wednesday.